Thank you for the support for everybody back home. I told you I was going to do it. We did it. Undisputed champion. Big fights to come back to Scotland. Thank you for the support, everybody back home in the UK, everybody, you know, not just my Scottish fans, everybody that supported me. Thank you so much. And also thank you to the people that were against me this week. You gave me motivation. You know, I believe I've gained some new fans here as well, so thank you all so much for the support, and you know, we'll be back and I hope to see you again soon, so thank you very much.
Skip to content, skip to footer. Sky Sports Boxing. He's fought good fighters, good opposition, but I believe I fought at the better level. Josh Taylor believes he has a better record than American star Terence Crawford, a fellow undisputed world champion by Richard Damerol and James Dial-Hen. Thursday, June 24, 2021, 12:47 UK. Josh Taylor image. Josh Taylor is tempted by a fight against the biggest names at welterweight. Josh Taylor says he's fought at a better level than Terence Crawford and revealed that his promoter has discussed a super fight against the American star. Scotland's undisputed world super lightweight champion is planning his next career move after defeating Jose Ramirez to unify the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO belts in Las Vegas last month. Taylor has been ordered to face WBO mandatory challenger Jack Catterall next, in an expected homecoming clash, but the unbeaten 30-year-old could also be presented with other enticing options. Fights Friday 25, 1800 hours. Winner Claudio Gabriel Dainf v Agustin Ezequiel Quintana. Claudio Gabriel Dainf 4/7 draw 16/1. Agustin Ezequiel Quintana 3/2 max stake varies. See bet slip for details. Odds subject to fluctuation. Further TNCS apply. 18+. Josh Taylor image. The Scotsman defeated Jose Ramirez to become an undisputed world king. If a bigger fight comes along, then that might happen, Taylor told Sky Sports. You never know. We'll wait and see what's happening. I've spoken to top rank boss Bob Arum. He was like, we're speaking to Crawford, we're speaking to Pacquiao, we're speaking to Spence. We can make these fights happen, so it's a mouth-watering time for me at the minute. It's very exciting, the prospect of these massive fights, so it is huge. Obviously Pacquiao has got the Spence fight coming up, but we've made the conversations and the connections, and I'm pretty sure they've seen me fighting as well. Seen what I want to do is go up to 147 lbs, so I'm pretty sure they'll be interested in having those fights as well. Also see, Shields aims to dominate MMA. Australia's heavyweight hope out of Olympics Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is being targeted by Taylor. Look back at how Crawford defeated Taylor's countryman Ricky Burns. Crawford is considered one of the sport's finest fighters, having previously unified Taylor's division, before stepping up to claim the WBO welterweight belt. But Taylor is supremely confident that he can add Crawford to a list of rivals who were conquered on his path to becoming an elite champion. There's always been a fight. Postal was a step too far, Prograis was a step too far, Ramirez was a step too far, said Taylor. They were all too good for me and I keep proving them wrong, and I'll prove them wrong again. I believe in my own ability. I believe I've fought better opposition than Crawford has, although Crawford is very, very good, he's elite level. But he hasn't fought the best opponents in his division. He's fought good fighters, good opposition, but I believe I fought at the better level. I fought better fighters on the way up. I have to be at my very best to win that fight. Yes, I do think that, but I do think I can win the fight. Josh Taylor on Terence Crawford. There's no doubts in my mind that I can win that fight. Same with every fight. If I said the complete opposite, you'd be worried. Ask any fighter if they can beat Terence Crawford. Yeah, especially me. I feel I can win it out the park, albeit a very tough fight. I have to be at my very best to win that fight. Yes, I do think that, but I do think I can win the fight.
And that is Josh Taylor, the undisputed champion. Shouts out to Scotland and the Tartan Tornado. Man is a beautiful fighter. Love his skill set. Love his attitude. Love the way he's moving in his career. Everything about what this guy does, I love. One of my favorite fighters out there. Shouts out to Josh Taylor. I don't know why you guys didn't air his fight out there. It should have been aired. It's such a shame, that a fight like that, where two of the best fighting the best in their prime, doesn't get more promotion and recognition. I'm starting to believe that that's something that people in the boxing world don't really want, because they believe the best fighting the best is bad for business. That's what I thoroughly believe, because it seems like not just, you know, fans and fanboys don't want certain fights. It also seems like the boxing world don't want the best to fight the best. They're like, look, don't make this a habit of expecting the best to fight the best. That's what I get. But Josh Taylor says he believes he's fought better opposition than Terence Bud Crawford. And he also believes that if they get into a fight that he will win. This is one thing I want to say. I want to see this fight. Terence Bud Crawford and the Tartan Tornado. Man, I wouldn't even know who to pick or who even to cheer for. I would just want to see the fight. Now, as far as Josh Taylor talking about Terence Crawford level of opposition, Terence Crawford level of opposition is always brought up. Terence Crawford has fought good fighters, but they just didn't have the name. Has Josh Taylor fought better opposition than Terence Crawford? That's debatable. I mean, he could have. I can't say yay or nay on it. I haven't thoroughly went through Josh Taylor's resume, but you know, he feels strongly about it, and I wouldn't halfway mind agreeing with him. You know, at this point, see, one of my things about Terence Bud Crawford is he just doesn't seem to care about, I think because he knows he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, that Terence Crawford is just comfortable. I've always campaigned for Terence Crawford to get better fights and what I think he should do, and this is how he should get the fight. Sometimes you got to go old school. Sometimes you got to dog a man. Sometimes you got to jar the man's pride and stuff like that. But Terence Crawford has shown me that he's not interested in that, and which ain't nothing wrong with it. He's just lackadaisical about his career, whatever and whatnot. The one thing that is not in question is the fact that he is a excellent fighter, you know. So these two trading leather, hey, this is something I want to see. So we can forget about Errol Spence. Errol Spence don't got the heart to fight you, but Josh Taylor does. Josh Taylor is going to be to you what Errol Spence should have been. So if I was Terence Crawford, since he's on Top Rank and you on Top Rank, get that fight made. That's a fight that I want to see. You know, I just want to see who's the best between you two. You know, I can lean towards Terence Crawford, but then again, if Josh Taylor beat him, I also wouldn't be surprised. But the point is, I don't know. And that's the main thing you want to see in fights. Fights that you don't know, that you can't call it. So I'm saying right now, as a Terence Crawford fan supporter, hey, I want to see it. As a Josh Taylor fan and supporter, hey, I want to see it. Hook this fight up. I want to see it. I'm interested, you know? So that's pretty much all I got on this subject right here. But I would knock Josh Taylor if he believes he's fought better opposition than Terence Bud Crawford. The only thing left to do is put it to the test. But this is a fight I definitely want to see. These are two great fighters. And if he gets a Terence Bud Crawford up under his belt, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with Terence Bud Crawford. If he beats a Josh Taylor, they're going to have to quiet up a little bit about what they say about your resume. See, the only reason why people talk about Terence Bud Crawford resume, because you can't talk about the man's boxing skills. He may have said, yo, I think I fought better opposition, but he didn't say he think he was a better fighter. But nonetheless, let's see it. Like this is the new fight that I want for Terence Bud Crawford. There should be no reason why we shouldn't be able to get it. I want to see it. Errol Spence is not the guy for you. Errol Spence is finna move up, move all around, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. I'm letting Errol Spence do Errol Spence, just like I'm letting everybody else do everybody else. I'm only asking things of fighters that I know is about that life. I would no longer request, beg, and plead fighters to take certain fights who show me that they really not about it. The ones that are about it, those are the ones that I would charge with giving me certain fights. You know, and that comes with people like Teofimo Lopez, Inoue, Josh Taylor, Anthony Joshua. Like, those are the type of people that I can lean on and count on to say, hey, I want to see this fight. But I'm definitely interested, and fuck it, why not? Tell me what you think. Bruce Vane, I'm out.